Harry, my dear, you look spiffy.
Well,
You look as young and as handsome as I've seen you 20 years ago when we first met.
When did we meet?
In 1996.
96.
The first time I came here. And there was a show in 1996.
Yeah, I think you
Fiona
had a
was.
complete wall or something.
There was a Nomad, and one day I remember there was the show, the theater performance in front of that Nomad, and I brought my parents, and they had to charge me $18 for coming in. And my mother said, I mean, you're the artist, you tell them that you're the artist. And I said, no, come on, I want to pay 18 bucks. So I gave him 18 bucks. We got in and we see all the people sitting there with cameras, what's going on. Oh, a Nomad is standing there, and there is a theater performance which Fiona does. Fiona has done the theater before the Nomad.
But you had a substantial painting up at that time. I don't know if we ever have pictures of that.
Nomad.
Oh, it was
Nomad with the blue guy flag. Yeah.
And since then, you've done a lot of paintings through the years.
Yeah, I think I've done my best.
But that was just one show, I think, and then you disappeared from us for a number of years.
Yeah.
Did some traveling, and what were some of the shows you were exhibiting after you moved to Connecticut? And,
I moved to Connecticut. There was a big story on the news, this hubbub all over the United States over that one of my paintings called Couple. There was a big hubbub about nudity in the painting, Yeah, it was a big story. They asked me to open a gallery in New Haven, and I've opened my own gallery in New Haven. And there I've done most of these international projects, because also there was a Shakespeare Globe Theatre who asked me to paint for the theatre. There was, I've done the commission for Kenya, and the piece is 16 feet, it took me a year to paint. There was another commission for India, also 12 feet, took me a long time to paint. There was another commission for both China and Japan governments, and they still quarreling with each other who's going to get this painting, but also 16 feet. So it's a lot of work. So I left New York for a while, and then the gallery in New Haven was busy because there were people from all over the world coming in. And then
you were walking down the street, is that I understand it? And,
Natalie and I were passing.
You remembered that you had a show here.
No. First of all, there was more than one show. Second of all, Harry is always in my memory, and I was always telling people about you. Anywhere I would travel. And then Natalie and I, remember how it was? We go in the street, and I said, let me see if Harry's there. Coming in. Harry, is Harry here? I said, Harry! And Harry comes up, and here we are. Close and embrace. And Harry looks as great as always, and as young as always.
Yeah, you came with your family and brought your art back here, which was wonderful.
Wonderful. Always.
We had a show in the front, and which was very successful. And now these are your paintings now that we have here, the bird paintings, which are very exciting and which a lot of people respond to, and like the latest work that you're doing now. And what do you have plans? I think you just came back from Italy, right? And you have a lot going on down there in Italy. And so tell me about your shows in that part of the world.
You mean these past ones?
Yeah.
Well, we had altogether about 12 shows.
In that short period of time?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it was my pride, as you know, to do Italy, because Italy for me is a country of Renaissance, which I chiefly adore, and I've studied from Renaissance painters, and consider them my teachers. And Italy is a cradle of being a cradle of world's art, and generations are grown upon art in Italy, you know, and people understand the difference between different forms of art and artists and everything else. So art is streaming in their blood. Remember what Michelangelo used to say, I have no blood in my veins, there's paint growing there. So, but it's a great pleasure and great honor to have been exhibited in Italy, and I was going to go to Paris in October, but then the Museum of Art and Science in Milan came instead, and I thought it was more important. So that was our pre-last rather show in Italy. Recently one of the shows going on. We're going next to Verona, which will be the first Italian Biennale di Creatività. That's the first in Italy and in the world, a very, very big show, very important show, which starts in Verona again, and will be presented by Academy of Fine Arts, which is located in Palermo. And there is also Italian Encyclopedia of Fine Arts, where they made me a member. And I'm very proud of it, of course.
Sounds like
it's a big honor. So it's going to be a very academic and simultaneously very population-oriented show. Very important to show that creativity, real creativity, is still alive, and real painterly is still alive, and Renaissance is not dead, which is very important for the world to know. And then from Verona, the show will be expanding into the entire world. So it will be traveling all over the world. Eventually the show will stop in New York. And I think it will be important to incorporate your gallery into this whole development. Yes, because for me, the Ward Nasse Gallery in New York is the most important gallery. First of all, it's one of the oldest galleries in America, one of the oldest galleries in New York, one of the oldest galleries in Soho. For contemporary art, of course. It stands in Soho still, unlike the majority of other galleries that fled to Chelsea in 1998. I don't know how connected it was tightly with Leo Castelli's death. And you also, not only as a gallerist and developer of the art in America and in the world, because you harness international shows here, not only American artists, but you show a lot of international artists in your gallery.
You and the artists that have come from all over the world, because of the internet, we make connections with people all over the world. We're lucky to have you here. By the way, these are your paintings here. And many of the paintings in Europe are that big. I remember we shipped many of them to Europe.
Natalie and I, we had managed to transport 45 giant paintings through the ocean. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort for us to do. So now, with exception of the ones that are sold, the rest is standing there, comprising so-called European collection now. And unlikely they'll be traveling back to America, save there's somebody who wants to buy some painting from European collection, and we actually who lives in United States, and we're considering actually shipping the painting back across the ocean from Europe to here. So, but the rest will be definitely for sure standing there in Europe.
And I understand you're going to bring me some new paintings that I can show here to the New York public.
Yes. We will be changing this. Remember what we've done on this panel already? We've done Zenobia, which was this year in Venezia Biennale, right?
Mhm.
We've done La Cun. La Cun was
Yeah.
first shown in
That's
this
a
gallery. It
great
was also in
painting, great
Venezia
painting.
Biennale. Remember Judgment of Paris?
Yes.
It started here.
Yeah.
It was also Venezia, then in
That's,
Venezia
yeah.
Biennale.
Yeah.
Napoleon,
Yeah.
then went to Sundance, remember?
I want them
then
all
it
back
went-
here. Those are great
Might be.
paintings. Do I
Yeah.
remember? Do I
But
remember?
now you've got these
Wow.
birds.
Great paintings, and these are
Thanks,
great
yeah.
paintings, as you can see.
And one of the brothers or sisters of these birds, Toucan, was recently in Museum of Art and Science in Milan. Toucan.
Yeah.
And the fourth guy is still standing in my place in my studio, my little private gallery in Princeton.
Ah, yeah.
It's called Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
come to Princeton,
Yeah.
I think, you
Yeah.
should see it,
Yeah.
Peacock. That's the fourth one of the series.
Fourth of the series.
Fourth of the
yeah.
series, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like, Natalie is filming us, so I'd like the audience, and this will be seen by many friends from Europe and from America and from all over the world. And I also would remind everybody with great honor and pleasure, distinct, that Harry is not